I remember the exact moment my daughter said it. "You're not immediate family." It wasn't shouted, it wasn't even said with anger. That's what made it worse. It came out calmly, almost casually, like she was stating a simple fact, like saying the sky was blue or the rent was due. And just like that, something inside me shifted. "My name is Daniel Harper. I'm 61 years old, retired early after selling the logistics company I spent 30 years building from the ground up. My wife, Margaret, passed away 8 years ago after a long battle with cancer. Since then, my world has revolved around one person, my daughter, Elise. Elise was my only child. When Margaret died, Elise was 26. She had just gotten married to Ryan, a man I tried very hard to like. He was charming when he needed something and distant when he didn't. But Elise loved him, so I kept my opinions to myself. That's what parents do, right? We support, we step back, we trust. And sometimes we pay. It started small. A little help with their first apartment. Then help with a car. Then, when Ryan decided to pivot careers, for the third time in 2 years, I began covering their rent temporarily. Temporary turned into monthly. Monthly turned into automatic. Before I knew it, I was sending them $6,847 every single month. Rent, utilities, insurance, groceries, everything. At first, Elise was grateful. "Dad, I don't know what we'd do without you." But gratitude has a short shelf life when it's constantly fed. Over time, things changed. The thank yous became fewer. The calls became shorter. The visits rare. I'd invite them for dinner, and they'd cancel last minute. Something came up. "We are busy." "Ryan's tired." But every time I checked social media, there they were: weekend trips, dinners out, new furniture, designer clothes. All funded indirectly by me. Still, I said nothing. Because she was my daughter. Because I loved her. Because I told myself this was what family did. Then came the baby. My grandson, Oliver. For a brief moment, everything felt right again. Elise called more often. She asked for advice. She even came over a few times, letting me hold Oliver while she rested. I thought maybe this is it. Maybe we're a family again. But I should have known better. Oliver's first birthday was a big event. They rented a beautiful venue, hired decorators, catered food, far more extravagant than anything I would have done. I assumed, naturally, that I'd be involved. I was. I found out about the party through a text. "Hey Dad, Oliver's birthday is next Saturday. Here's the address." No call. No invitation discussion. Just information. Still, I went. I bought a gift, something meaningful. A custom-made wooden toy chest with Oliver's name engraved on it. When I arrived, the place was packed. Ryan's family was everywhere. His parents, siblings, cousins. I barely recognized half the people. Elise saw me, smiled briefly, and said, "Hey Dad, glad you could make it." Glad you could make it. Like I was a neighbor. I spent most of the party standing off to the side. No one introduced me. No one asked me to sit with them. I watched as Ryan's father gave a speech, talking about our family and this special boy who carries our legacy. Our family. I wasn't mentioned. Not once. After the cake, I finally approached Elise. "Can we talk for a second?" She looked distracted. Hey, yeah, what's up?" I feel a bit out of place here." She frowned. "What do you mean?" "I mean, I'm Oliver's grandfather, Elise, but it doesn't feel like I'm part of this." She sighed, clearly irritated. "Dad, don't do this today." "I'm not trying to cause a scene, Look," she interrupted, lowering her voice. "Ryan's family is hosting this. It's their thing." "And I'm what?" She hesitated for a second. Then she said it. "You're not immediate family here, Dad. This is more their side." I don't remember what I said after that. I don't even remember leaving. I just remember driving home in silence, her words echoing in my head over and over again. Not immediate family. That night, I sat in my living room, staring at my bank statement. $6,847. Scheduled automatic every month. For people who didn't consider me family. I didn't act immediately. That's not who I am. I spent the next few days thinking, really thinking. Not about revenge. About reality. What was I exactly in their lives? A father? Or a funding source? 3 days later, I made a phone call. Hi, yes, I'd like to cancel a recurring transfer. The bank representative was polite, efficient. May I ask the reason, sir? Yes, I said calmly. It's no longer necessary. I didn't tell Elise. I didn't warn her. For the first time in years, I did something without considering how it would affect her. 2 weeks passed. Then my phone rang. Elise. I let it ring twice before answering. Hey, Dad, her voice was sharp, panicked. Did something happen with the bank? What do you mean? The transfer didn't come through. Oh, I said quietly. Yes, I stopped it. Silent. What? I cancelled the monthly payment. Why would you do that? She snapped. I took a deep breath. Because, Elise, I'm not immediate family, remember? There it was. The shift. From panic to anger. You're being ridiculous. Am I? Yes, that's not what I meant, and you know it. Then what did you mean? She didn't answer. Instead, she said, we have bills, Dad. Rent is due in 5 days. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You can't just cut us off like this. I didn't cut you off, I replied calmly. I just stopped funding you. Ryan got on the phone next. Daniel, what the hell is going on? Hello, Ryan. This isn't funny. I'm not laughing. You're putting us in a serious situation here. I understand. So fix it. No. Maury silence. Then, in a colder tone, he said, after everything we've let you be part of. I almost laughed. Let me, I repeated. This conversation is over. And I hung up. The next few days were quiet. No calls. No messages. Then slowly, reality began to settle in for them. First came the texts. Dad, can we talk? Then, please, this is serious. Then, we might lose the apartment. I didn't respond immediately. Not out of cruelty. But because, for once, I needed them to feel what I had felt that day. Unimportant. Secondary. Disposable. A week later, Elise showed up at my door. No call. No warning. Just there. When I opened it, she looked different. Tired. Stressed. Real. Dad, can I come in? We sat in the living room. The same one where I had made that phone call. She didn't speak right away. Neither did I. Finally, she said, we're in trouble. I know. We're behind on rent. Ryan's job isn't stable. We've been managing things assuming your help would always be there. I know. She swallowed hard. I didn't realize how much we depended on you. I looked at her. Really looked at her. For the first time in a long time. I saw my daughter again, not the entitled version she had become, but the girl I raised. I didn't realize how little I mattered to you, I said quietly. Her eyes filled with tears. That's not true. You said I wasn't immediate family. I didn't mean it like that. How did you mean it, Elise? She didn't answer. Because there wasn't a better version of it. I've spent years supporting you, I continued. Not because you asked, but because I wanted to, because you're my daughter. I know, but somewhere along the way that stopped being enough. You stopped seeing me as a person. I became a resource. That's not fair. It is fair, I said firmly. When was the last time you called just to check on me? She stayed silent. When was the last time you invited me over, not as an afterthought, but as family? Tears rolled down her cheeks. I messed up. That was the first honest thing she said. I'm not saying I'll never help you again, I said. Her eyes lifted slightly. But things are going to change. How? No more automatic payments, no more assumptions. Okay. And if I'm going to be part of your life, it's not going to be as a wallet, it's going to be as your father. She nodded. Slowly, carefully, like she understood the weight of it. I want that, she whispered. Things didn't magically fix overnight. Ryan took longer to come around. Pride does that. But reality is a powerful teacher. They downsized their apartment. Cut unnecessary expenses. Started living within their means. And something interesting happened. They started calling more. Visiting more. Including me. Not because they needed money. But because they needed me. A month later, I got an invitation. Not a text. Not a last-minute message. An actual invitation. Family dinner Sunday at 6. At their place. When I arrived, Elise greeted me at the door with a hug. A real one. Ryan shook my hand, awkward but genuine. And Oliver. He ran toward me, laughing. Grandpa. During dinner, Ryan raised a glass. I want to say something, he began. I braced myself. I was wrong, he said simply. We both were. Elise nodded beside him. We took your support for granted, he continued, and we forgot what actually matters. I didn't respond with a speech. I just nodded. Because sometimes, understanding doesn't need words. Later that night, as I was leaving, Elise walked me to my car. Thank you, she said. For what? For stopping the money. I raised an eyebrow. That doesn't sound like something people usually thank me for. She smiled faintly. It woke us up. I got in my car and sat there for a moment before starting the engine. Not immediate family. Funny how those words had changed everything. I still help them sometimes. But now it's different. It's intentional. It's appreciated. And most importantly, it's no longer expected. Because family isn't defined by money. It's defined by presence, respect, connection, and sometimes it takes losing everything you rely on to finally see what truly matters.